Hello, Lady Gwendolyn here, and we are back for our 3 o'clock hour. Um, Joining me this time is Lady Artemis of Rowan Temple of Earth. Hi, hon. How you doing?
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Good. Is there a delay?
I felt like I echoed when I was talking.
Okay. Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm Lady Artemis. I am 36 years old. Our coven is based in Greenbrier County. We have a Facebook page that you can go to and look at for when we have events and meetings and other things that's going on in the community and things that we'll be involved in. I started the coven in hopes that it would bring more people together within our community and more pagan people together to be able to practice together. And so far we do have a few different types of different kinds of paganism within our coven, but we make it work because there's actually a lot of things that are similar within different pagan beliefs of different things. We have some druid, eclectic pagans, we have some Norse pagans, but through all the bases of paganism, we all find equal things that we can all talk about and do rituals about and everything that's still combined together.
And that's how pretty much all of our sister coven is as well. Um, Rowan Temple of Light, Rowan Temple of Fire, New Rowan Temple of Earth. We are all eclectic, but we somehow come together to make it work.
Yes, and with our coven being the earth element, today that's what I'm going to be talking about, is how to connect yourself through the earth element, through your practice, through daily life, how it balances things and connects us all as one together is what I'm going to be talking about today on the show.
All right. Well, we'll let you get started and get right into it. How's that?
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good.
I'll be back.
So today, one of the things that I'm going to start talking about is the earth element and how we are all connected to the earth element. Out of all the elements, the earth element is mostly for grounding. It is for balance, in our everyday life. You could walk outside barefoot and feel more connected to the earth. You could to get the earth's energy around you. You could take a walk in the woods. You could be at the river, just anything. You could go look at plants, just sit outside. Anything that you can do that can make you feel more connected to the earth will give you energy within the element. You can also reflect the earth element with crystals and stones and different types of things in your magical practices. The earth element is more of greens and browns, and you can set your altar up for the earth element if you're working with it. And you also can focus on different deities that are connected to the earth and things like that. I'm also going to talk about Gaia, and Gaia came from chaos. She was the first goddess from chaos, and she is the one that created the other things in earth. She created Uranus, and he's the sky goddess. Aura, and he is the goddess of the mountains. And then she also created Pontus, which is like the goddess of the sea. So Gaia she is earth. She is like what we all came from through the goddesses and everything. Like, she created the Titans, she created Cyclopses, she created like the 100-hand giants. So when you also relate like your magic and your spells and your rituals and things within the earth, you can do things that represent Gaia and the things that she did to also feel more connected with the earth and all the things around it. There's many other things that you can do to be connected to the earth, just hearing like sounds in nature, practicing like different rituals and things that's held outside. So you could turn anything pretty much that you want into a ritual or a spell. It doesn't have to be like things that you have at home, like crystals and candles and things like that. You could go out in the woods by a creek or something, and you can use like rocks and sand and the dirt, and everything that you need is there. All the elements are already there with you within the earth element itself. So you can guide yourself through different ways of doing that. I'm also going to talk about Artemis as well, just a little bit. She was mentioned earlier throughout in the beginning of the program today, and she is definitely someone that I feel connected with, obviously, and our coven is connected to her in like different ways. So Lady Artemis, I chose her because I feel like she is connected to the earth, and I'm a person that's connected to the earth. She's like the goddess of the hunt. She's like the goddess of the moon, of abundance, and like this time of year, along with like the earth element, with the time of abundance is when like you're planting seeds and you're planting gardens, and you are like looking for the bounty that it's like soon to come from the abundance of the earth that the earth gives you. So when you work with these different magics and different deities and things, it's important that you like show that you are thankful. Like, you can leave offerings of things such as like seeds and flowers and vegetables and fruit and many different things for the earth element and for the different deities of everything. And back to Lady Artemis, she is also a moon goddess. Our next meeting is in April the 12th. It's a full moon, and we're actually going to be doing some stuff with Lady Artemis that night, and we're going to be talking about her on a bigger detail and a bigger scale within just the coven that night, and how we each feel connected to her and each feel connected to the earth. Artemis is also connected to like protection. She's very big on things with protection spells and things like that. So if you need to call upon Lady Artemis for protection, she's like a great protector of like women and children, especially like younger women, like in later like teenage years going into adulthood. She's also the goddess of the wilderness and the forest and the mountains and the animals, which is also very connected within the earth element itself. The best time to do moon magic for Artemis is during a full moon. And then I talked about wildcrafting, which is what you can do. It's finding things in nature like sticks and rocks and things like that to use for your rituals instead of having your crystals and candles and anything else that you may be using for your rituals. Within our daily lives of how we could connect and balance to the earth and things like people do things every day that they don't even realize that they connect themselves to the earth and to different parts of the earth element. Like if you wake up and you make tea or you make coffee or you make breakfast, the first thing you do when you're waking up is you are already connected in with the earth element. You are making the tea, you're making the coffee, you are making breakfast and eating things that are from the earth. Like it's best to eat more things from the earth than processed foods, but that's a different thing. But all of these things are from the earth. And then within your home and things, like all of the things in your house that are made of wood, that is an earth element. So your kitchen table, like your anything in your house that is made of wood, you're already connected to earth that way. I love in the summertime, especially early summer, like making coffee and then grounding, like walking around my yard, drinking my coffee, just grounding to the earth and feeling the earth's connections. There's many benefits of grounding. It helps with blood pressure. It helps with inflammation. And the more that you're like barefoot and grounded to the earth, like the healthier you'll be. It heals depression, like anxiety. There's so many things that grounding does for you, just walking barefoot outside a few minutes a day, like even like 15 to 30 minutes a day walking around barefoot in your yard or at the beach or on a river or wherever that you could just be barefoot on the earth. Like it improves like your mental like health. It improves so many things, like helps you think more clearly and all of these things as well. And just throughout your day, like whenever you're at work or you're driving your car and everything else, like take time and just like sit outside for like a few minutes, even if you're at the park or you're at work and you're on a break, like go outside and like breathe fresh air and like connect yourself as much as you can possibly to the earth element, because like that's the element that we are all most connected to throughout time. And I can't see the comments. I'm not sure why. So I don't know if anyone has commented on anything for me to answer.
Okay.
Like
So
I'm trying to look. I can't see if there's comments for like any questions or
okay,
anything.
Melinda Durham said, I'd like to go outside with Lily first thing in the morning while I enjoy my coffee and ground with her. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, that's great. And I still, okay, I'm not going to touch anything. I can't find the comments, but I'm not going to touch anything else because I'm afraid I'll like shut it off or something.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. But so I can't see if anyone's asking anything or commenting anything within the, so I've just been winging it.
Nope, you've been doing great. And that was the only comment. That and fabulous.
Okay.
So you're doing a great job.
Whenever you're working with the earth element spiritually, like there's certain collars and certain tools that you can use, like the pinnacle is like very well known within paganism itself, but it is also related to the earth element. It is like one of the most common earth element symbols and tools to use because it connects all the elements together through the pinnacle. And it's also for protection. And this different element, like magic things that you could do, like you like acknowledge that you're working with the element. so you can harness all this energy to make manifestation is like really big thing with the earth element. Like spiritually connecting to that, you can manifest better, especially with like the abundance and protection. We went over stability and grounding, but that's a very important thing to do with the earth element, and walking barefooted and just connecting yourself in all the different ways that you can possibly. Even like within like chakras and things, the earth element is your root chakra, and that's kind of like at the bottom of your spine. But that helps too with balance and grounding. So if you're wanting to work with that chakra, you would add the earth element in with that. And everyone knows at this time of year, especially with earth and everything else going on, is a time for fertility and abundance, because the earth element has like the cycle of like life, death, rebirth. So this is a time now that everything is like waking up, and the earth is waking up. Spring is happening. There's baby chicks and all kinds of other baby animals that's like hatching and being born. And all this goes with inside of the earth element, because without that, we would not be anything. Like if spring didn't happen or the earth didn't wake up, but just be cold and quiet and dark. And this time of year is like very important to connect with those things and to connect with the rebirth of flowers growing and the trees turning green again and all of these different things that you just have to take time to notice, like the simple things in life, and be mindfulness and pay attention to like the present moment that you're in, and just don't take like days where you don't notice anything like within your practice and within yourself. A good thing to do that the earth symbol does too is they like to give back within the community and things like that. Like even if it's you go and you help the earth by picking up trash, like you volunteer and you go to a park or you go to the river or you just walk along the side of the road and you pick up trash, like that helps you be more mindful of the earth and the earth element. So trying to help this with the element and be as connected to it as you can is something else that you could do to to just notice and be mindful of it. Some of the crystals and some of the herbs that are listed with the earth element is basil and sage are really big herbs connected to earth and the earth element. Basil is used in so many different ways. Sage is used in 1,000 ways, for cleansing, for purification, for cooking, for all the things. Amethyst and green tourmaline are also crystals that represent the earth and the earth element. And then you have like natural objects like stones and rocks and items from soil that can be used to represent the earth element, and rituals in spell work. And when you talk about, we all sit here and we talk about different things in different classes and the different things that you can do to be connected to different things. But within pagan devotion, it's just not like a set of practices, and it's not just a set of rituals and a set of things that we do. Like within pagan devotion, you are connected to this all the time. It's just not something that you do once in a while. You do a ritual, or once in a while you do this. That like within pagan devotion, it is part of your everyday life. It is something that each of us do every day and we don't even notice it. Some of us do more than others. You can meditate. Meditation is a great way to connect with the earth and your surroundings. And within like your rituals, and most pagans, not all pagans, but a lot of us wear crystals and different things that we feel connected to all the time. And you don't even realize that when you're not doing a ritual and you're not like connecting to your deities and to your earth symbols and all that, you're still doing it because it's part of like who you are every day through your everyday life and your everyday devotion within the natural world itself, through balance, through seasons. Like we each do things like through the seasons, like through the wheel of the year. We celebrate Earth all the time. Earth is constantly something that's celebrated, which the earth element is what sustains life for all of us. And so throughout the wheel of the year, every season, every holiday that we do, it's all about nature and it's all about the changing of the seasons, like through the year, like bountiful crops and goes into bountiful harvest. And then through Yule and everything that we celebrate together, like the equinoxes, all of this stuff is all based upon the earth element and the changes of the seasons and all of the things that just come together to make it like one big cycle within itself. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that so far?
So you have a comment. Melinda, I use basil in cooking almost every day. Today I'm using basil, sage, and parsley.
Yeah, and that's another thing that people don't know is like, especially like if you're a kitchen witch too, like the herbs and everything that you use from the earth, like you're connecting with the earth element every day in many, many types of ways. That's like you don't even recognize that you do it.
Mm-hmm. So what are you working on right now that has you connected the most?
Well, right now I'm personally been working like we've been deciding what we're going to do with our garden, and like we have like a lot of seeds planted and things like that for spring. Soon we just build a greenhouse to put all of our seeds and things like that in. Pretty much everything I do like is somehow connected to the earth. Like I'm very outside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the cold very much, so I'm not outside as much in the cold as I probably should be, but it's not one of my favorite things. But
Right.
but other than that, like, but that's what we're getting more chickens, and we have seeds started for the garden, and the garden's already been tilled once, and I planted 2 trees, a peach tree and a plum tree, and just things that are connected that makes me more connected to the earth and connected to like abundance and things like that, because throughout the year, like within the gardening and things like that, I do like can and make jams and jellies and breads and all this different stuff too. So in the fall, whenever I'm doing rituals to thank for the bountiful harvest and things like that, I always like have things for like the winter and things for Yule, and it's just one big giant cycle. So pretty much
Yeah.
I just start now and I don't stop until summer's over.
So this is what I asked Blade on the last um I don't even know what to call these. So on the last Pagan Day of Prayer episode, I but what seeds do you have now that you've started?
There's like a very extremely long list.
Oh
But
my.
yeah, we
Okay.
started pretty much any vegetable you could think of and a bunch of flower seeds. And I found these sunflowers that are like burgundy, and I'm really excited about those.
Oh wow. I can't wait to see.
And in the
Um,
springtime, we backpack in the spring, and I always like harvest different types of like herbs and plants and things, and I make tinctures out of them. With the coven, when more things start coming up, we're going to take a field trip to Cranberry, and I'm going to show them different plants that they could use for different things and how to make them into tinctures.
that'll be nice.
And yeah,
I haven't been there. It's on my list of places to go in West Virginia.
it is probably my favorite place in West Virginia that I've been. I used to live closer to it than I do now, but I still go. It's about an hour away. But it's definitely the place that I always go to feel the most connected with everything. And the things that you can harvest there are things that's just not everywhere in West Virginia. There's like certain flowers and stuff that grow in Cranberry that don't grow anywhere else in North America.
Okay, so we have some comments. Um, Jennifer, I don't like cold either. As soon as that sun pops out, I'm outside though. And then Melinda, we are all bears and hibernate in winter.
Pretty much. That's
And
why there's so many things that celebrate the sun and celebrate spring and warmth.
yes. So we have a question. You choose to answer this or not.
Okay.
Um, how have you seen your practice positively affect your kids?
I've seen my practice positively affect my kids in ways that a lot of parents wouldn't notice, but where I am a very nature-based practitioner, that means that my kids have been outside since they were young. They weren't cooped up in the house playing games all the time and stuff like that when they were younger, and now like they're outside, they play, we go swimming, we go walking, hiking, camping, fishing, things that connect them to the actual world and not a materialistic world, which most people's children are connected to.
Yeah.
So I feel like my spirituality and my choice of faith and belief that I walk upon is very beneficial to my kids, because I feel that makes you a more understanding mother, a more understanding person. And I feel that many people nowadays, they don't parent their kids like that, and they don't spend enough quality time with their children to know how they feel, or don't spend enough time with them outside connected to anything. So I feel like it's a very positive thing for anyone in this path that has children, that their children are very lucky to have someone like that.
Yes. And I can say that the pagan children or the people who have had their kids around, pagan things. I've seen it at events. I've seen, how the kids act, and it's wonderful because the kids are all very sweet and caring and understanding. And I mean, mine as well. You know, she's very understanding and open to things that, you know, other parents and kids may not be open to or aware of. And it makes her the, you know, all the better for it. You
Yeah.
know, all these kids, they're creative and intelligent. They have intelligence that I wouldn't say because they're pagan children, they have an intelligence that other kids don't have. But I will say that they are more, how it's funny because
I
the
just feel
word
like
grounded, the
they're
word,
more connected to the
yes,
universe, and they're more connected to their surroundings, and
yes,
they're more aware of things that go on. And within things like Yule, especially, like it is celebrated as Christmas here too, but it's also Yule. Like you get your presents and things like kids do on Christmas and stuff like that. But within Yule, we make, and the kids love it, we make so many crafts and so many different things, like with the dehydrated oranges and cranberries and bells, and we make all these ornaments for the tree and different things to hang in the house, and they love it. And that's part of being pagan too. Like
yeah,
there are some crafty moms out there that aren't pagan. I get that. But when you got the crafty moms that are pagan and your kids are doing crafts, but you're also explaining what these things are and like what they do and like how they cleanse you. And then sometimes they just smell good and look pretty, but it gets them more involved.
hmm,
Like I feel like that pagan children are more involved in things.
yes, absolutely. And then Jennifer, they connect and learn about the world in the old ways. They are more diverse. Diverse was the word. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Okay. Any more questions, y'all? Any comments? So, what do you got coming up? What's next for you?
next for us is our meeting on April 12th. It's a full moon. We're having our meeting. We have it in Greenbrier State Forest because I like to have them outside, of course. So we
Mhm.
have our meetings outside. We may or may not have a fire because we're like under a burn ban right now because the thing is red. So I don't feel like we should try to set forest on fire. So we may not have that, but it is going to be like a full moon celebration. And we're going to do a full moon ritual. We're going to talk about Artemis because it's kind of her day and all the different ways that she celebrated the moon and things like that because she is the moon goddess. So I'm going to talk about all that at our next meeting, like all of the different things that you do to celebrate her and why you celebrate her in those ways. And
Okay.
then we'll do a ritual and we'll talk about things, and we always usually light some candles, and sometimes we do readings. Depends on who needs what. We just get grounded and talk to each other.
I like we talked about earlier today. Connecting with others is part of who we are, and that's how you know you're in the right spiritual place, is whenever you feel that connection with other people. So we have some comments. Wonderful job, Lady Artemis. I've learned a lot. Maybe we'll get some rain before then to lower the risk to have a fire. I don't want to say it, but maybe you've heard this before about
Okay.
March. If it comes in like a lion, it'll go out like a lamb.
Yeah.
Okay, it came in like a lamb.
Yeah.
And we're getting close. I mean, it's cold. What? I'm sorry to go on this little rant, but it's cold. We got a snow advisory.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was like a
Just
week
thought that
ago,
was
and I woke
funny.
up to go to work, and there was like snow in my car, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, why is this here?"
Yeah. Where did this come from?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Melinda asked the question, how late do the meetings usually go?
Honestly, it just depends on what type of meeting that it is. This one's actually starting later too. It's not starting until 8:30 because it needs to be dark for a full moon ritual. So where you can see it. But most meetings last usually about 2 hours.
That's
depending
nice.
upon what we're doing. If we're making something though, like if we bring things and we're like painting or we're making crafts and things like that, they tend to last a little longer, pretty much just until whenever you're finished to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's usually about how long most of the meetings and the meet and greets and stuff like that we do with classes.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 hour window gives you enough time to get things done, but it also gives you time to like relax and talk about different topics or subjects that you didn't plan to really talk about that just came up. It gives you like that window time for extra things that need to be said.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So do you have anything else that you want to cover? Does anybody else have any questions, comments?
I don't think I really have anything else that I've planned to cover. I do want to thank everyone in my coven and everyone like here that's watching and everything, because having a coven in Greenbrier County in the Bible Belt, it's pretty hard thing to do, and that's one reason I want to like get more involved in the community and talk to people more about paganism itself, because people are still stuck in like the 1700s and they're like, oh my God, do you worship the devil? And I'm like, nope, we don't believe in the devil. Like, do you sacrifice stuff? I mean, not really, but I mean, I could if you keep it up. But like, it's 2025, and I feel like people are so close-minded to paganism, and they don't even understand what it is, what it means. They're just like, oh no, it's bad. And it's still 2025 and people think that. So one thing that I want to continue to do, like through the coven, through our Facebook page, is like actually like talk about paganism more in public places and hold more public events and things where people can come to and see like what we actually do and things that we are actually about. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, what did you do? Well, we glued some rocks to this stick. And, like,
isn't it pretty?
Yeah. But I just feel like that it needs to be brought into light more within the Bible Belt community, which we live in, with 10 churches in one street. Like, I feel like more people need to actually understand what we talk about and what we do and what we're about. So everyone is not so against everything and they're like, oh no. that's something bad. And I'm just thinking, no, you don't know. I'm not going to say what I'm actually thinking, but but I feel like there needs to be more awareness of what paganism actually is in the community. So, but other than that, I don't think I have really anything else to go over, and I don't think I forgot anything with my giant stack of note cards here.
Well, you did great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There is a reminder to everyone that is watching. We are taking prayer requests today at the 9 o'clock mark. Whenever we come on at the end of that one, before as we close everything out, I will burn in the cauldron that's right here the prayers. So if you have anything, you can email us at rowantempleoflight@gmail.com. If you are comfortable, feel free to comment your prayer request. We will see them and get them taken care of and wrote down for tonight. So we do have a few already, so we're ready for that. But thank you so very much, Lady Artemis, for coming on here today, and your first time as well, and you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll cut this off, and we will see you at 6 p.m. with Priestess Willow, and for a sound bath. So that'll be fun. Just get yourself ready and relax. Do some grounding, right?
Definitely do some grounding. It'll help.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we will see you again at 6.